Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I was gonna say I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be filming, but I feel like the energy is a little bit heavy. There's been a lot of kind of shadow work, doing inner releases around. I know we have a full moon, that energy's still potent, so I feel like I just want to jump in and see what this energy that's been coming up for the collective is, myself included. There was a lot of chaotic energy the day of the full moon, and that energy kind of still carries. There's a lot of releases. I feel like a lot of realizations of kind of some of the ways that we hold ourselves back or dim our light, or kind of don't allow ourselves to be free, to be fully in our truth because of this energy of not enoughness. So we're gonna tap in and see what comes through. I feel like this reading is gonna be very centered around shadow work and healing and kind of self-growth. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. First we gotta do our little sound cleansing for us, and I'll even do the bell. All right, Spirit, so what energy should we start with? What cards? I'm feeling the Priestess of Light deck. So we're gonna jump in and let Spirit take us on a journey through truth. And my intention for this reading is that only messages of truth for the highest good come through. And I pray that all who watch this video are protected. I pray that my home is protected and this space is protected as I tap in and have a clear channel to the Great Spirit, and that everyone who watches this has protection over their homes and families as well. Ashe. So Spirit, what energy is coming up from this full moon for the collective? Oh, I did not even notice that. Sensuality, feminine wisdom, passion. So it feels like there is, I don't know, with sensuality, it reminds me of the serpent. It reminds me of that sacred passion, that kundalini energy rising. So I feel like as that kind of energy rises through movement or yoga or whatever practices that you do, breath work, it kind of awakens different parts of the soul, different parts of the body, energies that were stagnant or that were not known before. Look at my star. I have a bug bite, so we're putting that there. But yeah, let's actually look into the book for this 38. All right. Sensuality, feminine wisdom, passion. I love the tiger. That's very divine feminine energy. A majestic tiger gazes to the right into your future, alert to the new adventures and passions about to be awakened in your life. His thick coat and sinewy muscles relay a classic expression of sensuality and movement. This energy is present for you too. It is time to open up to the more sensuous side of life, to touch, taste, see, and hear. With a heightened appreciation and awareness, the tiger is calling you to slow down and really experience the joys of the senses. Savor each moment of a beautiful scene, a taste, or a tender touch that sparks soul appreciation. The resulting energetic momentum brings you in alignment with the beauty and bliss of the universe. In addition, a more passionate sensuality may be on the rise. Don't dismiss the potential for shared excitement and increased sexuality. The tiger totem also brings messages of feminine wisdom and devotion. for tigresses are devoted mothers. This may foretell a period of dedicating more time to your family, or even a new devotion to the needs of your own sweet inner child. Listen to your intuition in all matters. This wisdom is alive in you and ready to advise. Don't be fooled, however, by the rise of the feminine. Your gentle nature is matched by great power at this time. Tigers often hunt at night, so you may experience an increase in evening activities, both social and professional. You might also be feeling more adventurous and more willing to take risks. In fact, you may now find yourself becoming more passionate about a great many things. Enjoy your newfound zest for life. I open to the joyous experiences, and that all my senses bring. New adventures bring me a greater passion for life. So as I was reading this, it connected me to this channeled message that I got earlier about how we should fight against the urge to dim ourselves or to close ourselves, like dim your light, to not try or to not pursue things because of the fear of not enoughness, because of the fear that you're not this, or you're too much this, or you don't have this and this. And it's like, this is kind of calling to kind of find that sacral chakra creation energy back into your life, that inner passion, that inner fire. It connects to the inner child as well. It's like just the joy of living. I think sometimes we can get wrapped up in things, and the message I got earlier was like, sometimes we have this urge to sink into this deep hole of shame, to hide ourselves away from the world because we don't feel like we're perfect, or we don't feel like we have everything together. And it's like there's that voice that tells us we need to hide or run away because nobody can see you in this state. But in reality, I think in those moments, it's important to shine your light even more, because you're giving yourself permission to still grow, to still shine, even when you're not in your best form, or what you perceive as the best form that you should be in. There's a wisdom in that flowing of energy, that feminine energy. There's a wisdom that comes with allowing your passion to flow. So Spirit, let's add on to that energy here. Calming the waters, peaceful self-regulation. Yeah, there's this energy of like finding tools, finding practices that kind of bring you into this peaceful state. I'm seeing the 7 of Wands in the Light Seers Tarot. Finding like your own kind of bubble of peace, your own sense, like this bubble here, this own sense of inner bliss, inner calm. And that could be regulating your nervous system by doing, different yoga poses, or breathing deeper, or simply intending it for your days. It seems like there's an energy to really hone in on yourself, feel into the different channels of your body, feel into the different things that come up, and kind of find a peaceful reverence for yourself, a peaceful calming the waters, like calming the waters of your body. I think there's a lot of energy coming up about mastering the physical body. I think a lot of people who are in the spiritual space, or who have awakened in some sense, it's important to find balance with the physical body and not just stay up in the higher dimensions or the higher realms all the time. It can certainly be fun, and it can certainly be very evolutionary. It can be very growth. How am I supposed to say this? It can help you grow a lot, but also I think there's a lot to learn from this physical body, from feeling the denseness that comes with living in this body. And there's energy about calming the waters of your body, honoring your body, and like I said, mastering yourself in a way that you take care of your temple, you speak life over your temple. There's a lot of energies of focusing on the physical right now, and finding a balance between the realms. Spirit, what else can you tell the collective about this energy? Circle of eternal joy. Timelessness, dance of life. So this is about that. It's about that energy of allowing yourself to dance the dance of life, to really feel into the sacredness of this experience, to feel the timelessness that is being alive, that is feeling that breath of life. Don't get so wrapped up in the repetition of life. A lot of things bring repetition, and I think it's important to remember that even if you're washing the dishes, you can make it sacred. Even if you're going to work, you can make that a sacred practice. Even if you're going out with friends, that is a sacred practice. You can really bring an eternal joy into everyday life. I'm going to actually read this one out of the book. I'm just feeling called to. So the dove of spirit brings a blissful feeling of anticipation to the priestess of the dance. The pair faces outward in front of a portal that leads to the energetic realm. This mystical vortex is a place of power where intentions and vibrations reach from the long-distant past into the infinite future. The dove is a symbol of eternal spirit, a divine consciousness that moves freely through time and space. Your soul is of that same spiritual nature, and your energy spirals through time, engaged in the dance of repetition. What was I just saying? And rebirth. Each turn of the dance, each life, and every day bring opportunities of joy, and your present joy spins blissful intentions into the fabric of the future. You hear that? Your present joy spins blissful intentions into the fabric of the future. Your passion. So remember that your soul has come to experience both happiness and self-mastery. That's the energy we're tapping into, self-mastery. Learn what there is to learn, and never forget to let your spirit soar. So it's about finding that balance, right, guys? This card brings profoundly encouraging guidance. Your life is eternal, and you are always connected to the bliss of your spiritual perspective. No matter what you may be going through, know that you can still find happiness, purpose, and understanding in the dance that is your current life. There may be a literal message as well, a suggestion to dance more, perhaps to take dance classes and to find joy in movement and music. There might also be a party coming up, maybe even a wedding for you or someone you know. Remember to find your bliss in the little moments. Let yourself dance, laugh, sing, and enjoy. And your affirmation is, I live in a vortex of joyous energy. I listen to the beautiful music of my life and dance to my soul's sweet songs. So that's like that energy of finding that kind of, that bubble of peace, that bubble of joy within yourself through everyday moments, bringing the sacred into the mundane. I just got really hot all of a sudden. There's a passion, a fire burning, waiting for you to kind of fuel the flame. Spirit, what else can you tell the collective about this energy? It's a hair. It's my hair. Oh, building your own world, creation, expansion, networking. So this energy that you're cultivating, collective, this energy that you're kind of pouring into, I'm getting this with these circles. It's like there's this protection around you where you can really feel into that energy no matter where you are. 333 could be significant. But yeah, you're creating a new world by honing in on your energy, by really looking deeper within yourself. You're creating a new realm, a new world. You're expanding. There's energy about connecting with others as well. Let's get some more cards. Let's go for some tarot, shall we? So Spirit, please give us more information about these energies. What energy should the collective be really focusing on right now? I think it has to do with your sensuality, your passion, letting it be free. It's almost like letting that inner lion or that inner tiger roar. Yeah. Yeah. It's that energy of no longer being in this indifference to your life. Really reaching toward the energies in your life that are colorful, that are passionate, that are expansive, that bring joy, that kind of have this timelessness energy, this bring you into the flow energy. I think in the past, or maybe even still, you're learning how to stop focusing on the lack, how to stop focusing on the things that you don't have, stop focusing on the not enoughness energy, and moving into that self-mastery energy, moving into those calmer waters. But it's like you have to create this calming bubble around yourself. You have to create this within yourself, so that you can build this new world and really call in that color, that fluidity, that passion and energy, that light, that exciting, joyful energy. Spirit, what's the collective message for this reading? What's the collective message? Yeah, look at that. The Knight of Wands. You really are meant to be taking that leap. You really are meant to be fueling that fire. And then again, with these wands around her, on these wands lit up, it's like you create this freedom within yourself. You create this fiery passion within yourself, and it like trickles out around you. But I think it's really about, right now, collective, really about doing that inner cleaning up so that you can have that peaceful place. And it'll always be with you because it's within you. Yeah. Going back to creating, to building that new world, the Magician comes out. So it's like you're creating something very beautiful. You're creating something that maybe you didn't have the full picture in the past about, but it's like now things are finally showing themselves more clearly. And maybe in some ways, sorry, maybe in some ways I just lost it. Sorry, that air really got me good. Okay. I think maybe in some ways in the past, like you knew that there were some things that you wanted to manifest, but you didn't fully allow yourself to be free to fully step into that version of yourself because you were scared that you still weren't enough. You were scared that you still weren't capable of it, that it was still, you were lacking something. You were scared that you didn't have enough. But I think that the more that you kind of went within and created this peaceful space within you, I mean, even this, it looks like she's hanging out in a tree or something, like inside of a tree. It's like you found some sort of inner wisdom, deep wisdom within yourself that's helping you to build this new this new life, this new reality that doesn't come from a place of lack. It comes from that inner fire. It comes from that passion that lives within you, that sensual creation energy. And it's really working for you. It really is. Circle of eternal joy. It's like a constant. The circle. Spirit, give me another card for this energy. The Two of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a lot of balance being restored in your life right now, collective. I feel like you might have felt like you couldn't find your footing because maybe you weren't ready to fully step into that version of yourself. Like you hadn't seen what you needed to see. You hadn't learned what you needed to learn. And it's like now you have all this new knowledge and it's bringing balance. It's almost helping your world to be created just because of the way that you're beginning to perceive things, because of the way that you're choosing to see things. I gotta get a drink of water. All right. I feel like you're no longer making excuses for yourself, collective, because you've seen unmistakable, unshakable, you've felt unmistakable feelings, and you've seen visions of your higher self, the potential of who you are, or not even the potential, you've seen who you are at your core, and you've seen this, like, this world, this new experience, this life that you can create. And I feel like it's kind of addictive because it's so much more than what you've experienced thus far, or I guess than what you've allowed yourself to experience. So the more that you've created this peaceful space within yourself, it's like you've recognized that there's really truth in this vision, that you do have the capability, the abilities to take these steps to manifest this new world into being. You don't have to stay in the old cycles anymore. And I feel like you're realizing right now that, like, it doesn't take time to change. You just have to choose right now. And that's it. It just takes that one decision to stand up, to take the necessary steps. I feel like we're always like, oh, I can't do it until I'm this, or I can't do this until I'm at this point in my life, or at this point in my success. But you can choose right now. I feel like you wouldn't have been shown the vision of this new life, of this life that you're meant to live, if you weren't ready to start living it, embodying it now. So Spirit, how can the collective embody that? How can the collective embody this energy, Spirit? How can the collective embody this energy, Spirit? Oh, I love this card. All right. So we got best friends in reverse. 28. Are you giving your time and energy to someone you think may be a chosen family member? Maybe other friends or family have warned you about this relationship is one-sided or toxic. Maybe you have fun and it is a way to pass the time. So this card is basically about trusting your instincts, trusting your gut. So I feel like as you're creating this world, you're going to start to see, or maybe you already have, certain red flags, certain things, certain people around you that maybe don't have your best interest at heart. But I feel like there's this energy of almost becoming BFFs with spirit, almost knowing that even when there are people or situations around you that might not feel like they're in your best interest, or they don't seem like they're in alignment with who you are, it's like important to always remember that you do have a spirit team kind of guiding you through. I feel like there's things that you've known the answer to. There's paths that you've known that you were meant to take, and maybe for whatever reason you didn't feel like you were ready, or you just didn't take the step. You were scared, whatever. But I feel like you already know that you already know the path that you're meant to take, and you already know the path that you're not meant to take. I think we can get wrapped up in, you know, connections, friendships, environments that maybe they don't serve our best purpose, but they feel familiar, they feel comfortable. And that was another message that came through. It was about how growing up in dysfunctional families, or growing up around toxic relationships, or people in those relationships, it was how you grew to learn how to be in relationships yourself. So it's like you might have to revamp or reprogram what your version of safety is, because some people say like, oh, that feels like home, but a lot of people, their version of home might be traumatic. It might have that chaotic energy. So even though things feel familiar, sometimes that doesn't mean that they're safe or in alignment with you. So I think there's a big call to trust your gut instinct as you're moving toward this new life, as you're embodying this new, it's not even a new version, it's who you've always been within. As the more you're embodying that and creating that safe, joyful peace around yourself, you might start to see like environments, people, places, things that you've had around you for years, but now you're starting to see, oh, I thought that was normal, I thought that was like comfortable, that it was safe, but in reality, my version of safety comes from that traumatic experience. So maybe it's time to trust your gut instincts, or learn how to trust your gut instincts, because they may be a little bit off kilter. It was an interesting segue. So we have number 19, the face you put on, surveying situations. Act confident, put on a brave face, keep your chin up, and so on and so forth. You know the lines. Who do you want or need to be today? Some days it's all about how you face the world and your outlook. The fact that you're handling moments with finesse, savoir-faire, and tact, good for you. Some moments in life require this. You are not being asked to be inauthentic, but you are being asked to assess situations and know how to manage or get through a moment. So I think it's about that remembrance. It's about that energy that you kind of cultivated around yourself. And it's not about faking it, you know. It's about standing in your power, knowing how to navigate certain situations, because you're not always going to, you know, be around people that are 100%, you know, in it for your highest good. You might find that some people might be haters on the low, but I think it's important to remember that energy that you cultivated for yourself, and that you don't have to go outside of your boundaries to appease to someone else. And then I keep yawning. Girl, it's late. What time is it? It's 2 in the morning. It's 2 in the morning. So, and again, going back to the authentic energy, we've got growing old gracefully. I love this card. It's beautiful. Life has a funny way of showing up on your face, and this is okay. As they say, youth is wasted on the young, but is it? When you grow old gracefully, you embrace the life well lived and are proud to show your wisdom and experience. I'm not talking about avoiding a new retinol cream or eye serum here. Self-care is very important. I'm talking about living in your wisdom, being unafraid to speak your truth, not getting lost in the quest for eternal youth because you are busy living a full and rich life. Society has made it the standard for people to not age or let gravity show. Shame on society for this because gravity happens to every one of us. Don't be afraid to show your age and do not let other people dictate what is beautiful and or acceptable. There is beauty everywhere and you are absolutely no exception here. And I think that goes back to that energy of letting your light shine, not dimming yourself because of that fear of not enoughness, or that fear of, oh, I can't do this because I'm not rich enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not this. Like, it's not, it's about really honoring how far that you've come, the lessons you've learned, the growth that shows on your body, the growth that shows and within you, carrying that wisdom that you've learned and really letting it pour onto the world. I feel like these three cards together, it's really giving standing in your truth, not being afraid to stand in your power and to speak your truth, your wisdom in the midst of chaos or in the midst of someone else's perceptions of you, or what you think they might think of you. It's about breaking through that not enoughness energy and allowing your wisdom to pour through. All right, what other card should we get? Let's do this one. So Spirit, what questions can the collective ask themselves right now to help move this energy forward? I feel like with this full moon that just came too, it's like a big releasing of stagnant energies. I feel like things that you've known, you've been aware of, but you haven't fully allowed yourself to sit in them, to pour into them, to pour love into them. So Spirit, what questions can the collective ask themselves moving forward? I don't know why I feel like I need to get more tarot, so let's just do that real quick first. What else can you tell the collective, Spirit? The Empress. Yeah, you're really meant to be creating this beautiful, it's like you create this, it's like you're in that energy, you create this peaceful, beautiful energy around you. This beautiful, joyous, sensual creation, expansion, balanced energy with this passion. And it just trickles out, this most beautiful thing. It shows on you, collective. It really does. What else can you tell the collective, Spirit? Yeah, dreams. Dreams and things that you've really wanted for years. Things that you've wanted, just old things you've like looked out and fantasized about. They're finally able to be created because you created that peaceful, beautiful place within yourself. Because you created that beautiful world that you wanted to exist. And it started inside. Ugh, the 10 of Cups. You are really going toward your wish fulfillment. It's like it's not a dream anymore. It's something that's really that's created. And you deserve it. You've always deserved it. In your lows and in your highs. All right, let's get some cards from here, Spirit. Questions for the collective to ask themselves. Your purpose is personal expansion. This card is very, very significant to me because it's like your purpose is about personal expansion. Your purpose doesn't come from getting a certain amount of money. Your purpose comes from expanding inwardly, letting yourself bloom. How can you be more intentional with your choices and live with more purpose? So it's all that energy about taking those steps, allowing yourself to shine, allowing yourself to glow, and being intentional with the choices that you make in your day-to-day life, because those choices are bringing you in alignment with that life that you crave, that life that you have seen, dreamt about, felt is about to be birthed. In that it's coming from your own personal expansion. What else, Spirit, can the collective ask himself? Okay, so we got, I'm going to take these two. We've got the collective field is impacting you unforeseen forces or unseen forces in action. How can you relinquish control of the situation that feels blocked? Okay, so that's interesting. I might read that one. And then things are not what they seem. You are only trapped by your illusion. What freedom do you seek? I feel like this is giving with the purple hues. It's like there's deep inner truths that are wanting to be free. It's like you're wanting to be free from this illusion. You're wanting to let go of things that you can't control and really focus on the things that you can pour into. So we got 38. When you are on a personal growth and spirit, oh my gosh, 111. When you are on a personal growth and spiritual journey, before long, the work starts to work you. When this happens, the only thing left to do is surrender. You may feel stuck, and often it's because of unforeseen forces impacting your emotional journey and spiritual journey. The collective consciousness is one of the biggest influences in our life. Its unseen forces push against us every day, and they are the shared beliefs, ideas, and moral attitudes that operate as a unifying force within society. So often the collective patterns are those of fear, suffering, and anxiety. You've pulled this card because a lot of what you are feeling right now is not yours. It has been picked up energetically from those around you, from the planet's collective consciousness. So that energy of not being enough, that energy of feeling like you can't take your steps because you're not enough, you're not where you want to be or where you need to be, that is not your energy. That is not your belief. You've taken it on as your own, but it's not yours. You are enough right now. You have everything that you need right now to accomplish what you want to accomplish. One conscious, loving thought at a time, you can move yourself into a more peaceful state by disengaging with the collective energy. Ooh. And then it goes on to the things that are not what they seem. You are only trapped by your illusion. So it's like you can free yourself, collective. Do you feel that things should be different or that you should be further along in life? Guys, come on. Maybe you feel off track or behind. Are you working really hard and seeing little to no results? It's not you. This is the conditioning of the world. You've been trapped in an illusion and it is holding you back. We live in a system that says you have to be different than you are in order to be accepted. What have we been talking about this whole time? Fear of taking the steps because you don't think you're enough or because you don't think you have this or that. We have been handed a belief that we are not enough. So we constantly strive to be something other than what we are. Guys, listen to this. Please, I've chills. Okay. The same system tries to tell you that the answers you seek are outside of you, but this constant search for endless outside approval is exhausting. You will never get enough of what you don't need. But this is the great secret to life. The most precious of all things is already within you. Remember that energy? Creating that shield, that bubble of that inner peace within you. But this constant search for endless outside approval is exhausting. You will never get enough of what you don't need. But this is the great secret of life. The most precious of all things is already within you. As you realize this truth, striving becomes a habit of the past. When you move past the grand illusion of separation, you can relax into the present moment and be more rather than do more. This doesn't mean you become complacent and bored. It means you find synergy and energy in the moment by creating from a place of your power within. Building your own world. Expansion. Your power is not outside of you, it is you. Once you realize that never-ending achievement doesn't bring you what you're searching for, you are free from the matrix manipulation. You need nothing outside of who you truly are. And that's on period. I need to, what's it called? Where's my pen? I need to mark this down. Because that's important. Once you realize that never-ending achievement doesn't bring you what you are searching for, you are free from the matrix manipulation. You need nothing outside of who you truly are. Period. Period. Okay. All right. I think that's where we're going to stop because I feel like that was what needed to be heard. It always goes back to that. It always goes back to you. Keep feeding that inner passion. Stop worrying about what other people have to say about it. Remember the mission that you came here to do. Stand in your power. And remember how beautiful life can be when you let yourself expand, when you let yourself flourish, when you let yourself be free, when you stop holding yourself back and dimming yourself because you fear you're not enough, or you fear that you won't look good to the world or be perceived or received properly. Just keep going. Find that peaceful energy within yourself. Find that bubble of that inner sanctuary. And then just create from that space, because what you're creating is so incredibly beautiful and you have so much more power than you realize. These things that you've been dreaming of, these things that you've been wanting to call in, they're right there. They weren't in your mind for no reason. They want to be born. They want to be actualized. But that's going to take you. Your purpose is personal expansion. It takes your intentional. You need to be more intentional with your choices so that you can live more with more purpose. All right, I want to get one more card actually. So Spirit, to close, what is one more card for those watching? No. Okay, so we got the Queen and the Sustainer. I feel like this is basically telling us again to try to sustain that energy. Try to hone in on that sacred energy, that passion, and really let it flourish. You can hold that. Look at that. You can hold that chi, hold that energy within you. Oh, what's this? A secret card. The end of the reading. But yeah, you have the ability to sustain this energy. It's just gonna, like all these circles, you're really honing in on something collective, and you're being asked to keep doing that. Because you're building a new world, you're creating something, expanding something. Yeah. Remembering that you are this beautiful temple. All right. Okay, I think that's where we're gonna stop. But I hope that this reading gave you some insight, some remembrance. I feel like my goal for all of these readings is to give you remembrance of something that you've already known, something that really holds, that's already being held within you, within your field. You wouldn't be drawn here if you didn't on some level feel that energy. So keep on creating that sacred space within yourself, because it's creating a beautiful world outside of you. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and as always, peace and blessings are manifesting in your life. I thank you for being here. I'll give you a little bit of a bell. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!